All right, folks, we're back at Bob McVay's place. Today's going to be the last video you're going to see up here in a little while because Bob is getting ready to go down to Florida and be a pirate for like a month, which means we've got to make sure we've got everything figured out, T's crossed, I's dotted, everything ready to rock and roll, and a list of things to do to get done before he gets back. Because what you want to do is have all your work ready to go when your engine builder shows back up from being down in the Caribbean getting tan. So last night I actually went and met up with the gentleman we're building this Oldsmobile 455 for. He got me the distributor, which is this Hyperspark distributor here from Holley, as well as his fuel injection system, which is in this big ass box. So we can get the fuel injection set up and we can get timing set up on the Olds 455. I also did just get, as of this afternoon before I headed up here, my brand new rear main seals from BOP, which is in this box. And I actually have 3 of them because we've got 3 engine builds that are going forward. So I've got 2 Pontiac ones, and 1 Olds one. Now, there were definitely some options, and I know people are going to probably say, Austin, you could have used a Ford 460 seal in the back of that. Yeah, could have, certainly could have. I've used BOP seals and all kinds of things, and I don't want to change. I want to make sure that it's not going to have any kind of a leaking issue. Now, the engine build sets that we got did come with all the gaskets we needed. However, they came with these, rope seals, which back in the olden days, is how you put stuff together. Bob, you're making a lot of noise. That's how you build a motor. You put a rope seal in it. However,
have to work for a living.
Yeah, I know. But they tend to leak, and the last thing you want to do when you have a really nice, beautiful, perfect engine that just came off the dyno is to end up with a rear main seal leak. So skip all that stuff. Spend the $50 for the seals and get it done right, and you're ready to rock and roll. Now, Bob has also gotten the balancing done on our rotating assembly 4 for the 455. This is our scat crankshaft. You can see the welding has been done for the new weights. So that's all real good. And he does have this internally balanced. So this is going to be a rip-roaring Oldsmobile 455. Very, very excited to see that. It is a roller camshaft. I do have a couple more pieces and parts that are going to be showing up that will be coming in while Bob is actually away on vacation. On the Pontiac side of things, this is the Pontiac 350, which is the non-HO. We're going to be using these Eagle rods, which were originally going to be for my Pontiac 350 HO, but we're going to steal those for this motor because we didn't like the rods over there on those pistons. So those rods we're going to use. I have a brand new set of Silvalites that Uncle Terry from Jegs got me coming. I think they're going to be here next week. And then I will bring those up here and drop those off so that they're sitting here ready to go for Bob, because I don't really want to put this thing, we're so far down the hole at this point in time, I just want to get it done right, and I don't want to worry about it. So we're going to have all brand new pistons in this thing, brand new rods, brand new bearings, brand new rings, brand new camshaft. It's got a Comp Cams camshaft in it. I did get a little aggressive, but it is still flat tappet, old school. But it should be a good little motor. However, we also did discover last time I was up here, I believe, that we had a sunk valve in one of these Pontiac heads. This guy here is a sunk valve. And that means we're going to need to do seats. And when we're going to be doing seats, that also means we need to relap the valves in. So at that point in time, we're buying new valves, because just get it done right. Just get it done right. So the nice thing is these heads are basically going to be completely reconned with new valves and keepers, and we can probably reuse the springs, I guess. We'll see. He may talk me into buying springs too. And then hardened seals so that we don't have to, or hardened seats so we don't have to worry about that as well. Also, Bob did already go ahead and order me some Ferrea valves right there for the Pontiac 350 HO build. And I just learned a little bit ago that I also do have my roller camshaft that's here. When he ordered the roller for the Oldsmobile, he also ordered the roller for my Pontiac. So we'll be able to have that conversation down the road, but that part's already squared away, so I don't have to worry about that. I do need to order another set of rods because we stole the ones I have for that motor, So I need to get another set of rods coming, and I'll get those picked up. And then we got a couple of other things that I got to make sure I check off my list, so that when Bob lands from Florida, middle of February, he can hit the ground running and make a bunch of progress here on all this stuff. My Pontiac 350 block is sitting right there. Gasket kit sitting there. So it is ready to go whenever we're at that point in time, but that is not a real high priority at this point in time. We got to get the Oldsmobile motor done for the customer, and then my 350 normal build that we're going to just kind of get back up and running, and that way I can get my 71 Le Mans back on the road and able to be driven, because that car has been sitting for like 3 years at this point in time. I am actually going to be taking my AMC 360 short block back, which is this guy here. That is going to be a boosted AMC 360 build, but Bob doesn't have the time to be able to take this thing apart at this point, and he's going to be gone for the next month. So I'm going to go ahead and take this with me, put this in the back of my Volkswagen Passat wagon, and take this back to be able to disassemble this, clean it, and do whatever I can do at the shop to be able to get it prepped and ready to go. So when Bob does come back and we have some room to be able to get this done in the schedule, we can get that thing moving forward at a pretty good pace. So I can measure out the cylinder walls and see where they are, and then I can make kind of a rough guess as far as what we need to do as far as pistons go. I can do all the math as far as the build goes and start getting pieces and parts coming, so that we don't have to worry about it. I've said this in previous videos, but the number one thing you can do for an engine builder is to be at least one step ahead of them as far as parts go. What's really frustrating for an engine builder is when they make some progress and they're ready to keep making progress on the machine, and then they have to stop because they don't have parts. Some of that can't be avoided. The whole rod situation with the old 455, some of that stuff just can't be avoided, but do your very, very best to be able to make sure that that's not the case. Now, on the subject of Mr. Bob McVay, if you watched my most recent video in which I discussed the fact that we are going on Hot Rod Power Tour, and by we I mean Katrina and myself, my lovely other half, has agreed to come with me on Hot Rod Power Tour for this year. It leaves Indianapolis on the 9th, and then we got a little short trip. We end up in Norwalk, Ohio on the 13th. So very easy drive for us here in Ohio. She's going to be coming with. I also did buy a ticket in Uncle Bob's name. And I am doing my very, very best to talk Uncle Bob into going to Hot Rod Power Tour.
What's wrong?
I was just talking about the fact that you're going to come on Hot Rod Power Tour.
We'll try.
There you go.
Life's busy.
Right. But it's not a no. It's a maybe. Strong maybe. The more he knows that people want to see him, the more he'll want to come out and have fun with us. At least that's the plan. And also, you're looking at doing Bow Tie Nationals?
Yes.
Which is the week before that.
Yes.
Now, whether or not you're going to be driving...
We'll see.
Something of mine or maybe something of his, we'll see. But it does look like Bow Tie Nationals are going to be a go. That we will be there. And that, what days are that? The 5th and 6th?
It should be, I think Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Anyway, Bow Tie Nationals also at Norwalk. So it'll be that weekend at Norwalk, and then the following week.
I'll be there with my Camaro no matter what.
Okay, so you'll be at Bow Tie Nationals no matter what.
No matter what, I'll be at the Bow Tie with my Camaro, for sure.
Okay.
Hopefully, there will be a new surprise coming your way.
Okay, so for sure, they can come out and meet Uncle Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you're going to take the red Camaro.
I definitely will have the red Camaro, but we may have a new car.
You'll have to stay tuned on that side of things. That's not my department. For those of you who don't know, who have seen that Uncle Bob is quite the hot shoe and can drive really well, if you've watched the Pontiac Nationals videos and the Plates and 28s video, when Old Man's Garage, Bill Hoskinson, threw a party down at Edgewater Motorsports Park, and Bob back there took my 1970 Le Mans to the finals in both Pontiac Nationals and Plates and 28s. The man knows how to drive, and he also has a bit of a history with race cars. He not necessarily just builds engines for them, he also does a lot of racing, or at least he did a lot of racing. So this car will be at Norwalk for the Bowtie Nationals, and he's working on angling on something else. So we'll see whether or not he brings that. Also, Pontiac-wise, I'm allowed to be there. So if Bob is not going to be piloting my Le Mans, maybe I will bring my Le Mans up there and I'll pilot it, and I'll see if I can take out old Bob McVay. Wouldn't that be a day? Wouldn't that be a day? The other thing I really want to ask you guys about, and Bob and I were discussing about this off camera, is man just makes all this noise when you're trying to talk to the camera. My AMC 325 that is sitting at the shop on the floor was assembled last year at this point in time. Almost exactly the year. And the motor's never been broken in. It's a flat tappet camshaft motor. So engine assembly lube has probably fallen off of that thing. We used a liquid moly to be able to lube the camshaft, and I'm a little nervous about the fact that I don't necessarily know that I want to fire that motor up right now without being able to re-lubricate that camshaft, because the last thing I want to do is fire that motor up, burn up a camshaft, and then take the whole damn thing back apart again, and then have to buy a new camshaft and go through this whole process again. So I'm almost kind of thinking that even though we literally have never even run that motor, that maybe it makes sense to take it apart, and then re-lubricate everything, put it back together again, and then we're going to try to break it in on his engine dyno at some point in time in the near future. But all of the machining should already be done for that motor, and it's actually like literally carb to pan already assembled sitting there. But I kind of feel like maybe I want to take it apart before we fire it up. It's money and it's time and it's labor, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I don't really want to fire it up and cause problems or have issues and then have to do it all over again. So Bob swears by this driven assembly grease. It's tacky and sticky as hell, and I get that. And the stuff we've used with the liquid moly, we've been pretty happy with. The problem I have is the fact that it's been sitting for such a long time. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? Does that make sense, or just say to heck with it, Austin? Hook it up and hit it and let's go. Let me know what you think. I'm curious.
I want to introduce people to the world champ, True Street champion of the world.
Champion of the world.
True Street champion of the world.
Of Ohio.
Oh!
Yeah. It's the world champion of Ohio. You're a small block Ford guy, yeah?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, small block Ford. That was it. Would you run that in a Fox body?
Yeah,
He was pitted next to us when we were at Plates 28.
Pan coupe.
yeah, but he goes to all these no prep races in True Street. Just takes it home.
True Street's where
Wait
it's
till
at.
he gets one of our motors in it.
Yeah. After this winning.
What are you up here working on yours?
That is not mine. That's my buddy John Sermon's.
Okay.
He's got a gray Mustang that also runs in True Street.
Okay.
He's runner-up at True Street of the world.
Yeah.
He's the vice president of
I
True
don't know
Street.
about that. He beat me a couple times this year.
That's good.
You just let him around. You just a minute.
Sometimes you got to let your friend win to keep him in the competition.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
you
gonna
know.
have to send him this video.
Ricky, wouldn't it be neat if you one of these times that you would slingshot me? Yeah, but if I let you win, then how do I win? Yeah, you're right. That was dumb. Let's see. Oldsmobile wise, I think we're squared away. We've got to finish getting the new bushings done on the rest of these rods. Whenever Bob gets done screwing around with Bill and Billy's stuff, he'll get back to working on our stuff. He didn't hear that. But we should be at the point where that Oldsmobile will go together pretty quickly once we come back. But that's going to be about a month from now. He's going to be down in Florida having a good time gallivanting around with those boys.
Hey, everybody, come on out to the Sick Week at Bradenton and Orlando
Yeah.
and see the Bill, Billy, and Bob show.
You're going to be a traveling circus?
Yeah.
So you're also going to go to possibly the
I'd like to come up to the, what is it called, U.S. Street Nationals, is it?
Yeah, that's at Bradenton.
Yeah. I was told that Billy is trying to make it.
So possibly Billy, Street Racing Channel, will be there with his Nova.
Yeah, I think. But don't hold me to that.
Don't quote that.
Don't quote that.
And the whole gang, I believe, is doing
The sick week.
Sick Week.
I'm just coming to watch.
But Bill's coming down, Billy's coming down, Tommy and Allison are coming down.
Yeah.
The whole gang.
The whole gang.
Everybody's going to be there. So if you guys are interested and you're in Florida area, if you want to do Florida man things, that would be somewhere to go hang out. It should be a good time. I'm glad to see those guys getting involved in the whole Sick Week life and the whole drag and drive thing. It's a major change from the no prep scene and that kind of stuff that they're used to, but it's also a really good time. There's a lot in common between like the people that do drag and drive stuff and the power tour folks as far as the endurance racing type of thing. It's not just can your car make it a few seconds down the track. It's can it make it down the track and then drive to wherever the next venue is and then race again and then drive to the next venue and then race again. There's a lot more endurance involved in that. And you do tend to build the cars differently. Actually, that Oldsmobile 455 that's in there is literally being built to do this exact same thing. So it's not about being able to make the absolute most amount of power for a very short period of time. It's about being able to make it over and over and over again and take that abuse to be able to continue running down the road. And I think it's going to be something you're going to see a whole lot more people getting involved in. I think it's definitely the next level, the next future of a lot of the drag race scene. And it's a lot of fun. I'll be honest with you. The folks that you get involved with and the fun that you get to have along the way, the stops for gas. You pull into a gas station, it's just full of hot rods and race cars, literally all along the path. It's a ton of fun. It's a lot of good times. So. Should be fun. If you guys are going to be in the Florida area, those guys will be over there for Sick Week and then all across. I think they go up to Orlando, then up the East Coast, and I think then they turn around and come back down. So that should be a ton of fun. I will not be there. I have work stuff to do, and I'm going to be continuing to move forward on my projects that are not going to be here. So as I said earlier in the video, I'm not going to be able to be up here for the next couple of weeks. While Bob is going to be gone, I'll continue to drop off parts and stuff, but I won't bother to include that in videos. But I think we're pretty well squared away to be able to move forward on projects from here going forward. What else do I need to talk to you guys about while I'm up here? And get the AMC 360 out of here. I think that's really about it. See if Bob has any words of wisdom before he disappears for Florida. Any final words of wisdom before you disappear to Florida for a while?
I don't think so today.
You're not going to work. You're not going to think about work for weeks.
No.
Uh-huh. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? I'm going to work. Hey, down there on the island where I stay, there's nothing to do, so I can't work.
Yeah, but you can think about work. You can get on Facebook Marketplace and look for things, and you can do homework.
Well, that's kind of been done already.
We're not going to talk about that.
No. I ain't going to spoil that.
It is legitimately hard, though, to be able to turn it off.
Oh, I know.
It is.
It is.
You get to that point where you're just, it's in your brain. It takes me, whenever I go on vacation, it takes me days to get to the point where I'm not thinking about what I could be doing, what I should be doing, what I need to do when I get back. All of those things. It's rough. But hopefully rum can fix that.
What's that?
I said hopefully rum can fix that.
Yeah. Sex on the beach. What's that? What's in that?
Hey, I don't give a shit what's in Sex on the Beach. I like Sex on the Beach. It's not a great idea. Just watch the sand.
I was talking about the drink.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, guys. That's going to be the final episode up here with Uncle Bob for a while. I will continue to take you guys along on all my adventures. I actually am going to be dealing with some troubleshooting on my 1970 Le Mans, the one that he piloted, here very shortly. I got to figure out what this miss is that happened when Bob drove the car. So I don't know if maybe he did something wrong Maybe broke it while he was out there trying to win the Pontiac
I
Nationals.
want you to know that I couldn't have broke it. It ran too good.
Ever since he drove it, there's been this little weird miss that's really hard to find. It only is kind of on a
Is this your
part
angle to try
throttle.
to get me to do more shit for you?
It's only in like part throttle, and
Well,
it's
that wouldn't have been me because
Yeah,
I'm full throttle.
Bob was idle and full throttle. That's all he's got. He's got 2 speeds, no and go. But there is a little bit of a stumble that I need to figure out what that is, and I don't know if it's. I've literally never
I know
taken
it went
that
off
motor.
idle because I was too good on the tree.
That's true. It didn't. You were not slow.
I was not slow.
You were not slow.
I was not slow.
I want to start figuring that out. Whether or not that's something that we're going to be able to figure out as it is, who knows, or if it's above my pay grade, we'll see. But I'm going to throw a couple of things at it. We're going to see what we can do, and we're going to go from there. So if you guys are interested in this kind of thing, this is Automotive Adventures with Austin, where I work on some of my own stuff and my own cars and projects and stuff. And I also help to cover some of the stuff that we do at Lucor Automotive. Shameless plug. I don't have the right hoodie on. But that is my day job. That's what I'm typically up here doing. And that is what this Oldsmobile 455 is for. So this is kind of a way that I can show off a little bit of the work stuff as well as my stuff that doesn't fit on the main channel. So like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of jazz. I will see you probably back at the shop next, maybe. Got some other stuff I got to work on. But I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.